Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm back again today for another Kickstarter slash GameFound crowdfunding video. Today, I'm very excited to be talking about my top 10 most anticipated upcoming crowdfunding projects. I went through all the Kickstarter. Well, actually, I went through hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of Kickstarter. That list just goes forever. And I went through all of GameFound's upcoming projects, and I picked out some of my most intriguing, the ones that I personally thought looked the coolest for one reason or the other. I got them up here. We're going to go over all of them, and then we're going to rank them, and by the end, we're going to have my top 10. And right now, I'm going to start with one which apparently is controversial because they're using quote-unquote the AI slop. But for me, it's one of my favorite games of all time. It's one of the games that really got me into the hobby. It was one of my favorite first real Euro games. That's Agricola Dead Harvest. Now, this isn't an expansion, which I will say disappointing. I really wish this was just more a standalone expansion or expansion, but it's a standalone take on Agricola where farming meets survival in a post-apocalyptic world. It's from Awakened Realms, who are the people who own GameFound. I think it's always important to note that. Let's check out the teaser video.
Life on the farm is simple, not easy. We plow, we sow, we tend, we harvest.
Can we get to some components? Can we get to how the zombies are actually going to impact the game of Agricola? Some new buildings, some anything? It's a teaser. Disappointment. Yep. Components? Oh, it's a mini! Look at me not give a crap. That being said, it's still Agricola. A lot of people don't like that video because there's AI in there. I don't like it because it doesn't really get me. I need more. I need more. But that's it. So that's all I have on this. Luckily, they do have the BGG page. At the end of the day, it really boils down to this for me. I love Agricola, and my biggest problem with Agricola in 2025, 2026, is the fact that there's just no reason for me to play it over Caverna. I think Caverna is a better game, just period. Now, maybe they had a whole bunch of expansions for their last multi-million-dollar GameFound project, but this looks like a whole different spin on it, which I think could really breathe new life into it for me and get it to the table over Caverna. Because, I mean, I love zombies. We got to the point where zombies were oversaturated and we hated zombies, and now hopefully we're back to loving zombies. Agricola Dead Harvest, not a lot to go on here, but definitely top 10. But let's see if it's going to be on top of this next game, which is also on GameFound. I actually, despite the fact there was a lot less GameFound projects to check out, I felt like I easily could have made just a top 10 on GameFound a little bit easier than a top 10 on Kickstarter. Take that for what it is. I think they're getting a lot more of the bigger name boutique games. Also, I don't feel like they emphasize on Kickstarter that launching early is super nice with like the gifts. Like people on GameFound see like, oh my gosh, they have 1,000 people potentially day one signed up already to know they're launching because they're giving away an extra little metal coin or something like that. And I feel like once Kickstarter really embraces that, I think they're moving more towards that. It's going to help them, but is it too late? But anywho, Terraforming Mars, The Legacy of Mars, moving back to one of my favorite Euro games of all time. It was Agricola, then it turned into Caverna. Another one that I really love, Terraforming Mars. Terraforming Beyond Mars, mankind has finally dragged itself out of the hole that is Earth's gravity well and now has the entire solar system at its feet. We're now ready to take terraforming the true legacy of Mars to new worlds. Yes, the Legacy of Mars is a fully replayable campaign divided into two parts. In this campaign, we launch part 1 covering missions 1 through 4. Gameplay is based on the original award-winning Terraforming Mars board game, so you've played that game, much will be familiar, while still introducing new mechanics and hundreds of new cards. Yes. To explore, since no components are destroyed or permanently altered, the campaign and blah, blah, blah. So this is for part 1, covering missions 1 through 4. That definitely dampens the excitement meter there. It's just, I'm accustomed to getting my whole game, A, especially in board games, not as much in video games, and B, I'm accustomed to more than 4. You know, Pandemic really kind of kicked in the door with 12. You know, Rise of Queensdale, I remember it was like 10. It was a lot. Like, when you tell me there's 4 that I'm going to be buying here, it's not as exciting as I was hoping for. No video. Let's see what people are saying here in the comments. From the description, it's clear that it's merely based on Terraforming Mars, which is really sad. Okay. The description here points towards it. I know you're pessimistic about the description, but it reads as a very much an updated version of the game to me. Plus, Fry X has been lightly leaking bits about a legacy version of TM for a year. Yeah, they've been talking about this for like 7 years, which also gets me really excited. That project seems to have this. I hope it is all you've ever hoped for. You know what? I thumbs up that. So far, we know that part 2 of the campaign is launching in late 2026. What about part 1? Okay, so it's going to be a 2-parter. That's disappointing. Hopefully they let you buy the whole shebang here. I don't think it's a terrible idea. Like, from a business perspective, but this isn't a Kickstarter critique. From a me being excited perspective, I think we might have ourselves a 10-7. I'm not going to knock it all the way down to 10, I don't think, because there's some games here that I like, yeah, I'm not nearly as excited about as Terraforming Mars, The Legacy of Mars, but definitely, I think it's below the Agricola expansion. Like, that one I will look at conventions to try that one if it is at a convention, which is not something I typically tend to do. Next, switching over to Kickstarter, we have the Lock Room Murder Mystery Game from Adam Bell. Now, I don't know who Adam Bell is. I know he's created 7 projects. I looked at him a little bit earlier. One was about ADHD, which got me excited to know about it. But this game just sang to me. And I'm going to be number 300. There we go. A storytelling board game where you generate a murder mystery from scratch. I read that description, and I was like, yes, I want this. I think they should make these bigger. 1+ player, 1 to 3 hours, storytelling, no GM. That should absolutely be bigger. But this isn't a Kickstarter critique. Moving on. Let's see the box. It's a nice small box. Should be a reasonable price. Love to see that price or estimated price. In the Lock Room Murder Mystery Game, you'll tell a story of mystery, murder, rumors, and disgrace. Elaborately create a bunch of characters, mix them up in a situation right for murder, I like that, and reveal the detective's investigation. Once the culprit is finally revealed, comb through the journal of clues to make sense of this impossible crime. That sounds like fun! Turn-based gameplay makes each player an equal author. Board game-inspired rules provide surprises at every turn. Plays great solo with a large group and everywhere in between. Ooh, I could see this working at large player counts. And perhaps emphasize that a little bit more. I don't like that main image. I definitely feel like it should. Ooh, this is good stuff here. Get bigger. Bigger, important information, but not critiquing. The base game will come with 4 case files, each of these which are viewable on the site. More playsets. Oh, cool! More playsets will be available in the Lock Room Case Files Volume 1 or published by other authors online. Each case brings cool, interesting, fantastic stuff. Love that. Lock Room Murder Mystery Game follows a set of structure. Each time you play the game, walks you through a series of phases, each with their own goals and rules. First, we meet the suspects by creating web of characters. Sounds fun. Then we write chapters and make clues in the lead-up. Sounds fun. Next, we discover the Lock Room murder. That one doesn't sound as fun. The detective arrives and begins the investigation. Maybe. I don't know. It just sounds like a really fun, unique idea. I'm here for it. It's not in my top 3 by any stretch of the imagination, because this feels like one of those ones where I'll get really excited about it, and it's just the rules of the game are just like, not as meaty or as I was hoping for. But just as like a storytelling activity, this seems like a whole heck of a lot of fun. And it's a bug Terraforming Mars for me. Sorry, not sorry. Give me all 8 at once, or like, I don't know. Anywho, another smaller one. Yeah, love this. I love the fact that some of these games that I wasn't looking for smaller games. I wasn't trying to be like, oh, look at the big indie guy. No, I just legitimately thought the mechanisms sound interesting to me. And that's why we're talking about Death by Letters, the deadly game of word sabotage from Ryan Simpkins. 167 followers. Go bump that up for him. Outsmart your friends by tricking them into spelling words or bluff your way to victory with convincing fake ones, all without dying. It sounds like a spelling game, it sounds like a word game, but it sounds like a word game where it's not going to be those word games where the person who's really, really good at vocabulary is going to crush you. Now, maybe they will because they know more words, but this one still sounds fun, and I don't say that about a lot of word games. Want to get the inside scoop of the launch of Death by Letters and get a bonus ghost card? Sign up to become a VIP here. Cool. Clickable link. Appreciate it. Words are your weapons. Having that huge vocabulary will finally pay off and keep you alive. Take turns adding letters to a word fragment to force other players to spell a word. That's right, you don't want to spell a word. The more words you know, the more chances you have to stay alive. The alphabet isn't your arsenal, isn't your only arsenal. Beware the twists and turns and plot twist cards. They may be your salvation, they may be your demise. Ghostly voices. Mwah! Skip your turn. Steal before a player chooses a letter. Play this card. It's now your turn. After you add a letter, reveal this card. So those ones look. I'm excited. Oh, here we go. This is where I was looking. I was hoping for meat. I remember when I was going through stuff, I was like, oh, this looks like it might have some meat to it. Those cards didn't do it for me, but this does. Don't become a ghost. Every time you lose a round, you get a ghost card with a game-changing ability. You get all 3 parts of a ghost, and you're dead. So sad. However, if you can avoid becoming a full ghost, you win. Winning might be sweet, but now you're going to have to deal with these pesky ghosts following you around. You've been warned. So this is neat because depending on how many of those different cards there are, as you slowly start to lose the game, you're going to be like this different. You're gonna have different stuff. I'm assuming these are special abilities and not just one-offers. But either way, I like the basic concept of this game. I think it sounds fun. Death by Letters is a passion project and a labor of love. After spending 2 decades creating games and challenges for shows like Big Brother, American Ninja Warrior, Kid Nation. Was Kid Nation that one where they just dropped off the kids and they had to set up their own world? I always wanted to watch that one. I watched a video on YouTube about it. My friends, if that's the one, that's cool. My friends and family finally encouraged me to take all those years of experience and turn a childhood game into a hilarious party game. Come join us in the fun and practice. That looks neat. Very cool. One more reminder, go sign up on the waiting list. Cool. Yeah, that one looks fun. I don't think it looks as fun as the Lock Room, but that's because I suck at word games. And you know what? I'm going to put some Terraforming Mars there. You know, I'm going to put some respect in the name. I don't remember what his name is, but I love the game. All right. Harbor of Blight, Obsidian. This one is from Cardboard Kings game. It has 1,051 followers. 52. Create a unique, elementally powered character to explore the alien world of Blight. Play solo or with a friend, and there's our website. The graphic design choice is I don't know. 1 to 2 players co-op, fast setup / teardown, falling out for a day 1 perk. Ooh, what did I say earlier? People are starting to do this sort of stuff. Yeah. That's awesome. And I think really what Kickstarter just needs to do, it's really quite simple. It's just when you go to GameFound, it shows you how many people are actively signed up to be notified when a project launches. And when you see a large number, that just makes you a little bit more excited for that game. I feel like as a human being, like, oh, what's this big crowd of people gathered around for? You're not just going to be like, oh, I don't care. You're like, well, what game? Maybe it's a game I like. Maybe it's a company I like. I don't know. You want to check it out. Kickstarter doesn't currently do that. They actually, if you go look at their upcoming Kickstarters, even if you sort it by popularity, it's still just nonsense. It doesn't feel like it doesn't feel like it's the most popular in a row. And that's from someone who spends way too much time on Kickstarter. And not shopping, but just looking. So experience a unique blend of board game and RPG. I like their main image though, honestly. I thought 1 to 2 players co-op, fast setup, teardown. I like the falling out for day 1 perk. That tells me that hopefully they're going to have some cool stuff planned for this campaign. Maybe stretch goals, who knows? But 1,000 launch, 1,000 pre-launch. That's nice. And I'm interested to see what their previous projects were. Cardboard Kings. They did Zoojern, and they did Ronin. Oh no, this is the created. My computer just froze. This feels like a great time. I should just do this every time. By the way, if you want to support this channel, please consider clicking on that Patreon down below. $1 a month really does help. And one day I will upgrade my computer so that does not happen when I have 15 tabs open, because it's way too often I do. But this is what they backed. I want to see what they've created. Harbor of Blight Scenario 0, Dice Tower, In the Blink. So they've done some other stuff too. Yeah, go check your track record there. I'm not doing a Kickstarter critique, but cool. Harbor of Blight is a solo first and 2-player co-op campaign-based board game RPG hybrid that will take you on an easy to set up and play adventure. You have opportunities to explore various locations, battle with elemental beasts, upgrade your skills and gear, solve riddles, and interact with a colorful cast of NPCs. Yeah, this is what got me excited, I think. I just briefly scrolled down if they had these to see what was going on. Create a unique or use a pre-made character, choose your element of spirit. Lots of text like that, going around the hacks. This looks fun. That looks like a fun little game to explore. I don't feel like that got me any more excited about it. And honestly, I think this one might be my 10. Why are you sleeping? I'm using you. Why would you be sleeping, Tab? I am actively clicking on you. I feel like that should be don't sleep. So what do we got? We got Agricola, we got the Lock Room, we got Terraforming Mars, we got this. I think this one's right now slotted in that 10 slot. I don't know if anything else is going to get above it. Maybe Dragon's Domain, because honestly, this one of my games that I have a hard time getting rid of, even if I don't particularly like the game too much, are micro games. I hoard micro games because my life, like, I can fit 200 games in this little box. Like, maybe I don't like this game, but maybe somebody else like, maybe my kids like it. And so I hoard stupid little micro games that suck. But I also have found a lot of micro games that I really, really enjoy. And this one, Dragon's Domain, The Quest for Rathor's Crown, epic tin box dungeon crawler, 1 to 4 players, 30 to 120 minutes play. That's ridiculous, by the way. A pocket-sized dungeon crawling board game for 1 to 4 players. This is nothing new. There are a lot of other games that have done this, that have tried to do this. I just thought this one looked cool as I was scrolling. Epic tin box dungeon crawler. Let's see what we got. Yeah, looking at it all set up. Lots of cards. Join the adventure. So much thought can go into one wee tin. What is Dragon Scale? I wish you really told me more about that thought, like the different mechanisms or variety or asymmetry or what makes this game replayable or anything like that. But hey, a wee tin full of stuff. Like, and I don't put that on the person who gave you the quote. Like, why would you use that quote? This isn't critique. We're not Kickstarter critique. I'm just saying that could have been an exciting quote if you would have told me about some mechanisms or something fun in your game instead of just spotlighting the fact that it's a mint tin, because I know it's a mint tin. That's why I'm here. Epic dungeon crawling in a tin, full adventure, zero bulk. Mix and match skill for endless combos. That's what I'm talking about there. And look at all the chunk. Look at all the text on the cards. Really do appreciate that. Ooh, they're even using the back of the cards. They got a little lineup system. This looks fun. 3 new Dragon bosses. Look at that. This is a really polished pre-launch page. Holy Toledo. No wonder I spotlighted this one. Yeah, I like it. I'm interested. Am I Agricola interested? No way. But I would rather play this. Yeah, I'm going to go right there. I think right now we're sitting at the 4 slot. Wouldn't be surprised if that hit the 7. Next, we got Labyrinth Chronicles. New take on the all-time classic. Explore the 3D labyrinth and help the villagers once again. This is Awakened Realms, a.k.a. GameFound. Let's check out the teaser. Ugh. Is it the same crud? I'm already bored. Love Awakened Realms dipping their fingers. Ooh. Okay, I love how what they did right there. Like, hey, this was the original. Now there's the old one.
Once upon a time, there was a labyrinth, a magical place full of wonders and mysteries. Those who had been there and came back told unbelievable stories of its ever-changing walls and shifting corridors. A mind-boggling challenge, indeed, that only the bravest could tackle. But it was worth it, they say, as the dark nooks of the labyrinth hide real treasures. What are they? Who knows? The labyrinth waits there for you.
I'm in. I enjoy the original Labyrinth. I played it in my classroom many, many times. Having stuff you can unlock, and Legacy, Awakened Realms, who puts out banger after banger after banger. Ravensburger, I mean, yes. I'm intrigued. I want it. Let's see. It sounds very cool. Can't wait for campaign. But the price. Oh, does it have information on the price? Let's check out the updates. Probably not cheap now that I'm thinking about how Awakened Realms does components and how large these components could potentially be. All right. That's where Labyrinth truly begins. Cooperative adventure. One of the earliest decisions we made, rethinking the initial concept of Labyrinth, was to move away from competition and make the gameplay fully cooperative. However, it is also important to mention that in Labyrinth Chronicles, you will be also, okay, flip those, they should. I just did it too. You'll be also able to play the classic game mode or others. But coming back to Labyrinth Chronicles, here you play on the same team, and your goal is no longer to be faster than the other wanderers, but to work together to recover valuable items before the goblins claim them. Yes, cool stuff. I want to play it. We're going to the theme. Look at those components. They look drop dead gorgeous. I want to play with my kids. That's a massive box! Oh my gosh, yes. Yes. The fact that box is not on the video, the fact that box is not somewhere on that main image, I think is a disservice. That box gets me giddy. Like, that box just jumped at 2 spots, I think. Not quite. Yeah, we'll go right there. I think, yeah. I just like Terraforming Mars better than I like Labyrinth, so we're going to keep it there. Alright, Dark Frontier Games. Oh, well, these are the things that they did before, yeah, for the Minton. Outbreak, Amass, the Battle for Resources. They've done other games as well. Neat. Makes you feel more comfortable about it. Hopefully, they spotlight that. The Horror Possession. Yes, this one seemed very intriguing. A game and a movie in which you will test your determination and attempt to save a girl from a demonic possession. Hit that follow button. Boom. And a video. Let's go. Full motion video. I'm in. So, enough said. Play. Explore. Fear. Ah. Observe. Terror. All right. Personal touch. Personal touch. No, just creepiness.
Oh no.
What? They did not look particularly scared. I don't know if that was the best quote-unquote B-roll to use.
Oh no.
This isn't a critique, but I just want to watch it for personals. I don't know. Oh no!
Oh no.
Okay. After the video, I'm less excited for the game. I guess I was hoping for more of a full motion video or a choose your own adventure or something. I don't know if that was quite what I was hoping for there. So, yeah. And everything's in a different language. So, nothing here to get me more excited. Yeah. The horror possession. It's on my list. I did it. This is what happens when you don't put a lot of research. But if I put it, honestly, if I wouldn't put in a lot of research, I'd be a lot less enthusiastic about everything. Because I'd be like, yeah, I already know this. Like, I'm not excited. Is that one at the bottom? Is that one at the bottom of my list? No, they're both solo, so the horror possession gets the nod. Yeah, horror possession gets the nod. Because it does. It looks like it's taking a big swing. I'm curious to see how it works out. And honestly, I'd rather try it than that one. I think that's going to be a better game. Like, I'll just say that. Yeah, how do I rank this? I think I'm going to go by how much I want to play it. And so I think it's right there. But I feel like these two are... I feel like those two will, on Board Game Geek one day, be a better games, quote unquote. That one, I don't know if it will. I'm not willing to go with Harbor Blight there. Grand Spin, a spin-to-battle dueling card game. You indie son of a gun, 20 followers. Hey, go make it 21. A fast-paced dueling card game where every clash is decided by the spin of your champions. Now, I don't think this main image is the best. I think you're going to see the best down below here, but it's still got me excited about the concept.
Hi, I'm Chase, creator of Grand Spin,
I also hate the fact you're using Vimeo, Chase, but I'm rooting for you other than that.
where every battle begins with a spin.
See? There
Grand
you
Spin
go.
is a fast-paced
There you
one-on-one
go.
dueling card game where players build decks of 20 cards from over 120 unique champions. In Grand Spin, there are no hands, and each card is summoned straight from your deck to your bench, where their types become your resources. Beasts damage cards, frogs bounce them back into the deck, knights detain them,
So it
and
looks
my
like there's some
favorite,
meat
cultists,
here.
they'll drain life from their own followers
I'm
to summon
excited even
powerful
more.
allies. When battle begins, there's no dice to roll. Instead, players spin their cards in their face spinners. Each card carries unique odds, and only the winner of the spin
I
gets
love
to strike.
spinning.
Every round brings new allies, new powers,
New
new
abilities.
twists of fate. Make victory uncertain until the
And you
final
get a
spin.
spin. I'm in. I'm done. We still got 30 seconds.
I've been developing
Cool.
Grand Spin for over 4
Personal
years,
touch.
and it's been really inspiring to see the support I've got from my local community. I really want to shout out Colin Gaddis, the local Grand Rapids artist, who's illustrated all 120 cards
Michigan.
for this
Okay.
project. Another thing that's really kept me going is the amount of people coming to the playtests I've been hosting at my apartment. It's been really inspiring to see, so I want to thank you all very much for that. I truly believe Grand Spin is a unique experience.
The table appeal on this is really good. Like, I feel like they need to get a booth at a convention, even if it's just trying it, and I feel like they would have a crowd. Like, I just feel like this concept is so just inherently fun.
experience, and I'd really love if you could support on the Kickstarter if you can. Thank you.
I'm gonna reach out to them. Launching winter 2026. I'm gonna try and get myself a prototype of that, or try it or get a video. That tabletop simulator. That's fantastic, by the way. My disappointed sigh is because I physically want to spin it with my fingers, but that's still a great way to try it out. Grand Spin is a fast-paced one-on-one dueling game where players build 20-card decks. Oh, that's fun. That's even more fun. So it's like, ooh, I want this to this. So there's even like a deck construction aspect to the game. I wasn't critiquing, but when you got 20 followers, I'm going to critique. Mention deck construction right there. You just do it. Do it. Deck construction. It's a fun word. Grand Spin is the heart of a trading card game. It supports 3 different formats that TCG players may recognize. Quick is for instant dueling where you build a 20-card deck. Oh, cool. Construction lets you perfect high-powered combos with a custom 20-card deck and a sideboard. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What's a sideboard? Why was the sideboard not mentioned? Why is there a sideboard not on the picture? Right now, the biggest thing you're probably going to be going up against with this basic concept is people are going to think this is going to be baby's first game. I'm like, oh yeah, I got to spin stuff. What am I going to lose a turn, skip a turn? That's just what I feel like a lot of people in their mind are going to have when it's like, yeah, it's just spin a card like a top. They're like, oh, there's a gimmick game. But no, it looks like there's more meat here. I'm critiquing. Damn it, I'm critiquing. They look like Magic fans. When battle begins, there's no dice roll for initiative, and that's not that. I mean, come on, obviously. A bit of MTG, a bit of D&D to spin a chance with absolutely awesome art. Super fun to get to know each class, the bonuses, and how they interact. Don't forget to bounce your frogs. This one's climbing. Because here's the other thing. This is a cheap game. Unless they're really just jacking up the price, for the artist or something like that, this is going to be a cheap game. I hope whoever is steering the ship, has some experience. Reach out to your manufacturers, get all these different information, reach out to numerous different manufacturers, right? Play manufacturers off of each other. It blew my mind how few people do that and how well it works when you actually do it. Never seen a card game blend ruthless strategy. This is great. I'm in. This is top 3 material for me. This is right behind Agricola Dead Harvest, I think. Yeah, I think we're there. You could talk me into 1. Nah, you can't talk me into 1. But maybe. Speaking of dexterity, I love me some dexterity. We got Rattle, a dexterity strategy game for 1 or 2 players. Now, there's not a lot of information on this one, disappointingly so. But they do have $26, which I love. Help a misfit crew of rats outlaws gain control of their distant planet. That doesn't sound that exciting. But when you actually look down at the text, there's tons of text on these cards, and they do have some more information and stuff on BGG. Welcome to Planet Rattle. Thousands of years after, don't care about your theme. Rattle's a dexterity strategy mini-game console for up to 2 players lasting 20 to 40 minutes. It's the cornhole / XCOM / WarioWare crossover everyone has been asking for, ... We're done here. We are done here with my excitement level. Cornhole, XCOM, WarioWare, I'm in. Rattle is perfect to play solo or with a friend. Love it even more. It's incredibly snappy while creating countless oh my gosh moments of success and failures. Easily thrown in a bag and around the size of a VHS case. Dated. The meaty dexterity layer will have you tossing, placing, and moving diamonds that satisfyingly, really satisfyingly, rattle into a 5x10 grid. This information, copy-pasted onto your dang Kickstarter, please. There are 20... I said I wasn't critiquing. I can't. I just do it so often. There are 20 mini-games from super cozy to super crunchy. Okay. Not as excited about that one. But I am, because I'm sure there's going to be some bangers in there, hopefully. Can you escape the room as an assassin, build a successful veggie crop, or invade your opponent's castles? A layer of strategy as you're drafting a hand of outlaw rats. This looks like a great evolution for all these small, little contained, puzzly style games, if you've seen stuff of that ilk. And I'm there for it. I'm here. Yes, I want this game. That looks fun. That zoom in spot looks really good. Look at that. Let me see that. An active pacifist between rat and rat communities, Nectarine has called many bristled whiskers. Play this card at any time to allow the next dexterity actually placed instead of thrown. Okay, yeah, that's where the gamery stuff is. Cool. I'm in. Where's Rattle rank? Above Labyrinth? No. Above this? Yes. And last but not least, I think this is 11. I'm not sure. I might have miscounted. And this is a really weird one. This is a meta one. If you're a fan of the channel, then you might. But it's 2 separate Queen game projects. This one is on Kickstarter. It's for premium big boxes. And this one is on GameFound, and it's for big boxes. But not just big boxes. Stefan Feld collection. Look at all his games. Like just tons and tons and tons along the Marrakesh big box. Now the reason why is because Queen Games is just, they have the most bizarre track record of running Kickstarter projects and GameFound projects that I've seen of any company ever. Like sometimes it feels like they put in the absolute minimum amount of effort to move these games. Like for instance, I just covered this Crocodile one, and it was like, it blew my mind. 164 backers. Like, this is a mini version of Crocodile, and until it just got 164 backers, you're like, oh wow, it doesn't feel great, right? Like, especially from a large company, it's just, and you'll see why when I click on the comments, because people are not happy. Queen Games just posted this on Kickstarter. Please note that the timeline for our North American backers remains exactly as stated. We expect the games to be loaded into ships, blah, blah, blah. No, that's not true. How could Canadian retailers... Everyone's complaining about various different things. Like, everyone is complaining because they have terrible customer service and they put out games, you know, when it's like, oh yeah, this game was at the store and I haven't got mine and the shipped expansion and yada, yada, yada. But at the end of the game, they still have a lot of banger of games. And I'm just excited to see how this is going to shake out, because it's just so fascinating to me that they won't just switch completely over from one to the other, despite the fact I don't feel like they do amazing on either of them, just because their brand loyalty is just getting dragged through the mud. Like, if you talk about Queen Games, like, you're either talking about their games or the customer service, and I don't think there's anywhere in between there. I don't know. They're just a really fascinating company to follow and see what they're going to do. But they have so many great games. King of the Builder, Escape, Luxor's a banger, Alhambra's a banger. They got Stefan Feld, you know, held at Knife Point, putting all his stuff here. And I'm curious to see how both of these shake out and to see where they go from here. It's a little bit of a weird one, but just, it's my list. I'm very curious to see how these go. So there you go. Those are my top 10 most, and I'm going to put that one, we'll put that one down towards the bottom because that's totally meta. So, recapping. Number 1, Agricola Dead Harvest. I love Agricola. I love zombies. I'm in. Number 2, Grand Spin, a spin to battle dueling card game. Looks like some Magic the Gathering X with awesome spinning. Should be inexpensive. Looks like a banger. Lock Room Murder Mystery Game. Looks like a lot of fun. I want to play this one solo. I want to try that one with my kids. Legacy of Mars, the Terraforming Mars legacy game. Despite my disappointment with a couple things with this campaign, and despite other people's disappointment with, you know, AI art or whatnot, still 12,000 people here, and I imagine that's only going to grow and grow and grow because Terraforming Mars is fantastic. Labyrinth Chronicles. Like, this looks fantastic. If you like Labyrinth and you don't mind dropping $200 to $300 most likely after shipping, especially with that box, this looks like a banger. Rattle, dexterity strategy game for 2 players. This looks like a lot of fun. $26, dexterity, puzzly, I'm in. Horror Possession, definitely the one that I would say lost the most shine as I watched the video, and I was like, but still looks like an incredibly unique, interesting experience. I'm excited to see how that one shakes out, especially on your second or third playthrough. If it's just like a fixed video you're watching while you play, I don't know. Dragon's Domain, my most anticipated Mint Tin game. And it looks like, and I love the fact that they're printing on the back. The Mint Tin, they're utilizing all their space. The cards have just so much text and variety, and they're using the front and the back. Love it. Death by Letters. Looks like a super cool word game where you won't get your face stomped in if you can't spell as good as the other people because of all the different special abilities and powers, and it looks like a whole heck of a lot of fun. Harbor of Blight, another game that just kind of, I don't know. I'm a little bit concerned about it. A little bit concerned about it. Hopefully my concerns are wrong. And then we'll put all the way down. Oh, Grassfed. Yeah, this is another one I was actually interested in. Sorry. Grassfed is a cozy deck building game for 1 to 4 players. We're just put it at 10 then. Created by a regenerative farmer and the team behind the Ascension deck building game. They also did another smaller deck building game called Stones of Fate, which is really fantastic too. Improve your soil. I think it's Stones of Fate. Just check the Ascension and click on that thing and it'll just show it. It was in smaller boxes. It was really good. I thought it was better than Ascension, honestly. Yeah. Improve your soil, care for your plants, grow nutrient-rich crops, and outfarm your competition, all while restoring the ecosystem that sustains you. Grow the best farm, build the best deck, feed the world. I like the amount of text in the card. I like the people behind it. I think it looks like a fun game, and I like the theme. Justin Gary, I think, is a really great game designer. And yeah, so those are my top 10 most anticipated upcoming Kickstarter/GameFound projects. Let me know in the comments below which one are you most excited for, and also let me know in the comments below which one of these are you gonna back day one that you didn't know about before, if there is one. And if you do end up doing that, tell them Bowers Game Corner sent you because it helps me out an awful lot. Have yourself a good one. And if you're enjoying the content, please be sure to click on that subscribe button down below. Bye-bye.